What does it mean to be here tonight, and not only that, but hosting the on-ice ceremony?
Well, I mean, coming back here to Boston in general is incredible every time. I'm obviously lucky enough about half dozen times each year. My daughter goes to school here now. We consider it's like a home, really. But it's a little extra special. Yesterday we came down and rehearsed, and I got to see the banner up close, and it really chokes you up. You know, it's like your buddy, and it's his big night, and get to reflect through the hosting duties and come up with some stories and within a certain timeline. It's hard to pick, some of the highlights, but you start to have these memories of times that you experienced together, and obviously going through some pretty tough moments of loss, and obviously the greatest moments of winning with literally your best friends. And so you come back, you see each other again, it's like you never left each other, and you get to reminisce, and the stories get a little grander, and everybody's a little better than they used to be. But it's what a special night.
How long did you work on the hosting duties? Like, putting it all together, I'm sure you worked with the team. But
yeah, they reached out a while ago, and quite honestly, it's a lot of work. I think, like I said, the hardest part is trimming it down. I mean, I think you think of Z. He's a complicated guy. Like, he's not straightforward. He's a real estate agent. He's got his financial degrees. Like, very curious individual. Like, running his Ironmans and playing hockey like crazy. But even the hockey part's complicated, right? Like, I go back pretty far. I played junior against him. I played in Portland, Oregon. He was up in Prince George. So I was a 16-year-old kid, and I'm looking across at this giant. And then he stayed in Edmonton, to work out and train before he made the NHL. So I got to know him pretty young, and he wasn't good. Like, that's the thing. Like, he actually wasn't that great of a hockey player. And so to go from, seeing him at that age, obviously I didn't see him as a kid, but you see the progression, you see the work, and you see the attitude and the construction of his career, right? And even when he was flying high and making all-star games and doing all that, he was taking private skating lessons with figure skaters, and always, and so, the appreciation I have for him, and I mentioned it tonight, in my remarks, but like, he legitimately made me better. He made me a better professional, and seeing, North Stars, like him and a couple others that I played with that show you the way to be a professional. And for an average guy like me, like, and that's not to like, put myself down, but I'm a pretty average player. I didn't have an average career because I followed guys like that and learned from guys like that, and they taught me how to extend a career. So, yeah, like I could admire him, but I could also actually thank him for extending my own career.
Was his intelligence underrated? Because people look at the size and look at the physicality, but was his intelligence underrated, and did you use that to help him become a better player as in that progression that you kind of described?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's which word you choose, intelligence or curiosity. I think I go with curiosity. He's somebody that, and we all know people like that, where you sit down and you talk with them, and they'll ask you a question and actually listen, and digest what you say and be interested in your opinion and be interested in what you're doing. And he'll do that with like I'm sure a lot of you have sat down with him, and he's so genuine that way, right? So I think that's why he kept getting better, because he kept making himself better, but on his own.
What do you think?
Yeah.
We're good, I guess. What's about him as a leader in your interview? What made him a great leader?
Well, I mean, leaders. He did speak. He gave good speeches and ran good meetings, but he was the first one to do it, right? And so good leaders are people of action, and if he told you that you had to go 100 miles an hour, he would go 101 just to make sure that you knew that, that the ceiling was set. And, the pure physical stuff is easy, right? 35 pull-ups or whatever he would do in training camp, come in the best shape of anybody, including all the rookies and everybody else. He didn't need to do all that, but, he was somebody who did lead by action and would never say something or ask something that he wasn't willing to do himself. And so that's leadership.